Every year, the average household spends around $2,400 on fuel. But here's the harsh truth that most drivers never realize. Nearly one-third of that money isn't just spent, it's thrown away, completely wasted. In this video, you'll discover 12 fuel-saving strategies that big oil companies and gas stations would rather keep secret. Some of these tips will slash your annual fuel bill by hundreds of dollars. Others will protect you from expensive repairs at the mechanic, and a few could even prevent dangerous accidents on the highway. And at the end of this video, I'll reveal a completely free, zero-cost trick that can save you over $1,600 without changing your driving habits even slightly. Number 12. Don't fall for the premium fuel trap. Stop paying extra for premium 93 octane or ultra 95 octane when your car doesn't actually need it. Many drivers instinctively reach for the more expensive pump to pamper their engine or supposedly extend its lifespan. According to automotive research reports, millions of drivers waste millions of dollars every year on fuel grades their engines technically don't require. Labels like premium or supreme aren't engineering miracles, they're marketing victories. Unless your owner's manual or fuel door explicitly states minimum 91 octane required, you'll get exactly the same performance with regular 87 octane fuel. Modern engines detect fuel quality automatically thanks to NOx sensors, but in a regular Honda Civic or Toyota Camry, 93 octane won't give you additional horsepower or better efficiency. Save those extra 30 to 40 cents per gallon for a much more important maintenance task that I'll talk about later in this video. Number 11. The air filter and the modern misconception. In older carbureted vehicles, a clogged air filter directly increased fuel consumption by up to 10%. With today's computer-controlled engines, the situation is different, but far less harmless than many people think. As automotive technicians emphasize, a modern ECU, engine control unit, adjusts fuel injection within seconds to maintain the ideal air-fuel ratio even with reduced airflow. However, that doesn't mean a dirty filter is harmless. A severely clogged air filter, especially on turbocharged engines, can cause the turbo to work harder, acceleration to feel sluggish, and deposits to build up in the intake system. These residues permanently reduce engine efficiency over time. A simple filter replacement for about $25 once a year can save you from an engine overhaul costing several $1,000s down the road. Number 10. Tire pressure and lost dollars. Most drivers only check their tires when that yellow warning light appears on the dashboard, but by the time that light comes on, there's already a hole in your wallet. According to safety standards, tire pressure sensors typically don't trigger until pressure has already dropped by about 20 to 25%. Studies show that every 3 psi drop in tire pressure increases fuel consumption by approximately 1 to 3%. If your tire pressure is 7 pounds per square inch below the recommended value, that means you're literally leaving several dollars on the road with every fill-up. Remember, the correct pressure values aren't on the tire itself. They're on your vehicle's B-pillar, door frame, or inside the fuel door. Checking tire pressure once a month costs you nothing and can save you enough money for a nice dinner out each year. Number 9. Aerodynamic killers, roof racks. Weekend bike trips or winter ski vacations are incredibly popular, but leaving roof racks mounted after the trip is a huge mistake. Wind resistance is the biggest enemy of fuel efficiency. Even an empty roof rack or bike carrier can increase fuel consumption by 10 to 15% at 70 miles per hour on the highway. Add a large roof box on top, and that number can jump to 25%. That means up to half a gallon of additional fuel consumption per 50 miles. Anything you're not using should be removed immediately. Taking off these attachments is just as important as reducing unnecessary weight from your trunk. Number 8. Adaptive cruise control isn't just comfort. Many drivers view the ACC system, adaptive cruise control, in their vehicle as merely a comfort feature and rarely or never use it. But that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make for your wallet. When your speed constantly fluctuates between 65 and 75 miles per hour, your fuel consumption can increase by up to 20% without you noticing. A human foot can never maintain throttle position as precisely and consistently as a computer can. Especially on highways through endless construction zones or in steady flowing traffic, ACC ensures the engine stays in its most efficient RPM range. Tests show that drivers using ACC save an average of 5 to 7% on fuel. Additionally, the system prevents abrupt braking and hard acceleration, which also makes your brake pads last longer. Simply put, this system relieves not only your feet but also your wallet. Number 7. The engine warm-up myth and the $100 fine. On cold winter mornings, it's almost a tradition to start the engine and wait until the ice melts. But be careful. Unnecessary engine idling is prohibited in most states and can result in fines up to $100 or more. And how does it look technically? Modern engines from BMW, Mercedes or Audi warm up much faster and healthier under load than at idle. Every minute of idling leads to deposits in the engine and shortens the lifespan of the catalytic converter in the exhaust system. Manufacturer recommendations are clear. Start the engine, buckle up and drive off within 30 seconds. Drive the first few miles at low RPM and avoid high loads. This way, the engine reaches its operating temperature much more efficiently than idling, and you avoid unnecessary fuel consumption completely. Number 6. Wrong oil choice and internal friction. Around 60% of drivers use motor oil with the wrong viscosity for their vehicle. There's still an old belief that thicker oil protects the engine better, but in reality, exactly the opposite is true. If your manufacturer recommends a thin oil like 0W20, but you continue using an old-fashioned 10W40, you're unnecessarily increasing internal engine friction. Thin, low-viscosity synthetic oils move more easily through the engine and reduce internal resistance. This simple switch can improve fuel efficiency by about 2 to 3%. Given the high mechanic and repair costs, the right oil choice means not only less fuel consumption but also better long-term engine health. Number 5. Air conditioning or windows? The calculation. What makes more sense on the highway in summer? Opening the windows or turning on the air conditioning? This debate is widespread everywhere. The air conditioner draws power from the engine and can increase fuel consumption by about 15%. However, once you're traveling faster than 50 to 55 miles per hour, the additional wind resistance from open windows causes significantly more consumption than the AC itself. The rule is simple. In the city at low speeds, you can open the windows. On the highway, close the windows and run the AC in recirculation mode. This mode doesn't constantly cool down hot outside air but circulates the already cooled interior air. This makes the compressor work less and saves you noticeable fuel. Number 4. Unnecessary weight in the trunk. Many people carry snow chains from last winter, old toolboxes, or other items they never actually use in their trunk. According to Energy Department data, every additional 100 pounds increases fuel consumption by about 1%. There's a reason automakers remove spare tires and install only tire repair kits instead. They fight for every single ounce. Do the same. Clean out your car once a month and remove everything you don't really need. This not only saves fuel but also improves your vehicle's braking distance and road handling. Number 3. Reading the traffic. In driving schools, one thing is taught above all: anticipatory driving. Aggressive driving, constant lane changes, and abrupt acceleration often change your highway arrival time by only a few seconds, but can increase your fuel consumption by up to 30%. Do you see a red light ahead? Take your foot off the gas and let the vehicle simply coast. In modern cars, fuel consumption when coasting actually drops to exactly 0.0 gallons because fuel injection is completely shut off. Instead of constantly stopping and accelerating again, you should try to keep the vehicle moving as smoothly as possible. This saves the enormous amount of energy the engine would otherwise need to repeatedly accelerate the heavy mass from a standstill. Number 2. The tiny fuel cap leak. Has your check engine light ever come on and you simply couldn't find the reason? Sometimes the culprit is just a small rubber seal worth $5. The seal on the fuel cap dries out over time and develops cracks. This allows fuel vapors to escape outward. This not only harms the environment but also means that gallon after gallon of fuel literally evaporates into the air every year. If your vehicle shows error codes like P0442 or P0455, check the fuel cap first before heading straight to the mechanic. Make sure it closes tightly and the seal is undamaged. You'll be surprised how much money such a small, simple measure can save you. Number 1. The pump click and the critical warning. Here are the 2 favorite mistakes at gas stations: running the tank completely empty or continuing to pump after the click to force it full. First point: empty tank. The fuel pump sits inside the tank and is cooled by the fuel itself. If you constantly keep the tank below a quarter full, the pump overheats and wears out significantly faster. Replacing a fuel pump including labor costs can easily run $1,000 or more. Second, overfilling. Continuing to pump after the nozzle automatically shuts off just to squeeze in a bit more can cause fuel to enter the charcoal canister EVAP system. If this filter gets damaged, repair costs are often over $1,600, so don't risk thousands of dollars just for that last $2 worth of extra fuel. Conclusion: the free trick that saves you over $1,600. At the beginning of this video, I promised you a trick that can save you over $1,600 without changing your driving habits. And this trick really only involves an app and the right timing. Fuel prices fluctuate enormously throughout the day. At stations like Shell, BP, or Chevron, the difference between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. can easily be 20 to 30 cents per gallon. If you consistently fill up in the evening, you can save hundreds of dollars each year through better timing alone. And if you combine that with the 12 tips from this video, you can easily keep over $1,600 more in your pocket through lower maintenance costs and reduced fuel consumption.